Thanks for choosing us, and now let's settle for the details. Mining of the Ewoyaa Lithium project in the central region is expected to begin December this year. That's according to the Minerals Income Investment Fund. Ghana's first lithium producing mine was discovered by Atlantic Lithium Limited. Chief Executive Officer of the Mineral Income Investment Fund, Edward Nana Yao-Kranting, says Ghana's lithium discovery is ranked among the best 10 in the world.
$30 million in salt. Salt has 14,000 uses. Ghana is looking at how we are able to invest in this to expand the value chain of salt usage. We're looking at pharmaceuticals, bicarbonate soda, food preservation, textiles, and aluminium casings. And we are investing in Electrochem. Electrochem is managing a 41,000-acre Ada Songo space. The biggest salt production company in sub-Saharan Africa, Walvis Bay in Namibia. Bay is about 16,700 acres of salt. And we have in Ghana, at a potential of 99.9% industrial salt or purity, is 41,000 acres. That is more than twice the size of the Walvis Bay. And Ghana is positioning itself as the #1 salt producer in sub-Saharan Africa. There's the potential of Ghana making about $1 billion every year from salt alone. We are investing over $35 million in the lithium space in Ghana. The recently discovered lithium finds in central region is called the Ewoyaa project by Atlantic Lithium. This project should come on stream by December 2024 and is in the top 10 lithium finds in the world. There are a number of opportunities in the newly discovered lithium space in Ghana. Feldspar is a byproduct of lithium. Feldspar is used to produce ceramics. Ghana is a major exporter of ceramic products. This provides good opportunities for investors, not only in Ghana, but outside Ghana. MIF is positioning itself to invest in the processing of lithium in Ghana and support investors that will be setting up battery ion factories in the lithium space.
Let's go on the line and speak to Nana Amoisi VII of the Institute for Energy Securities, who is also a chief from one of the towns where the lithium will be mined. Nana, thank you very much for joining us. We are told the mining of the lithium will commence this year. As a chief and traditional leader in the area, do you think the people have been sensitized enough to embrace this project?
Thanks for having me this evening. Yes, when IES did their first, research on this lithium mine way back beginning of last year, when we gauged the level of awareness on this project, we saw that it was really high. People knew that there's going to be some form of exploration and production of lithium in the Fanteman and Asebu Kwaman districts. And so the level of awareness is high. What is next to look at is a level of engagement, an engagement that seeks to ensure that key questions that need to be addressed, concerns have all been dealt with. So that's the next leg that we need to look at. But for level of awareness, it's really high.
So what level of engagements have we had so far, or that's yet to commence?
Yes. Speaking to Atlantic Lithium and the community members, they did indicate that, yes, Atlantic Lithium have engaged them to the level where last 2 days, the EPA on 13th of this month had to also do a public hearing for the people of Infanteman and Asebu Kwaman district. This program was held at the Ewoyaa Community School Park in the morning, and there were many concerns that were raised to the point that the EPA had to ask Atlantic Lithium to go back and engage the people further because there are concerns to be addressed, many concerns to be addressed.
Have the indigents been engaged? What kind of benefits are they going to enjoy? Can you tell us some?
Yes, of course. The benefit, the first one that comes to mind, and that has been preached, it's job creation. And that's the first thing. Then also, you know that it's predominantly a farming area, that district, apart from petty trading and others. indigenous are concerned about compensation payments because to Atlantic Lithium, in as much as they're giving indication and government is supporting that this year they start a program, they are asking community members not to farm on those lands because they're going to commence work. But the indigenous are asking that they be paid the compensation first before they allow Atlantic Lithium to start. And so one other thing that could be of challenge to Atlantic Lithium is the compensation payment. And also, community members are also saying that the 1% community levy, development levy, according to the chief, they think that it's too small and it must be increased. The next leg is that the money that will come from that very revenue that goes into the fund must be a separate fund and not a consolidated fund. These are a few of the concerns that were raised at the meeting last 2 days as we gave.
Okay, but in your view, how can the locals be incorporated in the mining of lithium to enable smooth operations?
Yes, of course, they need to be trained first. And the indication or the positive indication we get is that before mid of the year, Atlantic Lithium hopes to bring a prototype, production plant that they will use to train the people before full production comes on stream, maybe later part of the year or next year. And so it is training. That's the key thing, so that they are not deprived of key job areas. That's just what I would take for now.
Okay, in gold mining, we have seen illegal mining or galamsey become a menace. How can we prevent it in lithium mining?
Well, ensure that indigenous have enough jobs. Make sure that you go beyond the production of the lithium to the point where you are processing. That creates another leg of job for the people. If they have jobs, I'm sure they will direct their energy into those areas than to go into galamsey, lithium galamsey. The next is that if they pay for the land that they take from them, I'm sure that landowners will not control their own land since they are paid. But if you don't pay them, then of course it creates an opportunity for them to utilize their land for whatever purpose, for both negative reasons and bad reasons, including galamsey work. So any land they acquire, they must pay for it and compensate the people. It may forestall some of these things that we are discussing.
Okay, Nana, before I let you go, COPEC is projecting about 6.63% increase in fuel prices beginning tomorrow. What's your view? Do you agree? Do you have any projection?
IES is projecting between 3% to 7% across the board, and that will cover LPG, may also cover gas oil and gasoline. When we say gasoline, we mean diesel and petrol. And so that's our projection, not less than 8% as we see, because the steady depreciation is a key variable or indicator that is going to cause necessary increase for this window.
Okay, thank you very much, Nana. Nana Moisi the 7th is Executive Director with IES, and he is also a chief at one of the areas where lithium will be mined. Moving on, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, is projecting a 6.63% increase in fuel prices beginning tomorrow, February 16th, 2024. There's more in this report.
According to COPEC, the retail price of petrol is expected to increase by 6.63% to sell at between 12 Ghana cedis and 2 pesos and 13 cedis 29 pesos per litre. Diesel is expected to increase in price by about 8.18% to be selling between 13 cedis and 21 pesos and 14 cedis 60 pesos per litre. Also, the projected retail price of LPG is expected to be averaged at 13 cedis 24 pesos per kilogram. The imminent increases are largely due to increases in the price of petrol on international markets by about 1.75%, whilst diesel goes up by 6.02%, with crude price increasing by 1.39% from the mean price from $81.30 to $82.43 per barrel. The dollar exchange rate has also increased by 2.16% from a previous average of 12 cedis and 1 pesos to 12 cedis 43 pesos per dollar. COPEC also points to an increase in local taxes like the Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, primary distribution margin, and bus margin by 20 pesos per litre on petrol and diesel. These local hikes further tighten the pinch on consumers. This comes at a time when many Ghanaians are already feeling the pinch of inflation. Rising fuel costs will likely have a domino effect, driving up transportation costs and the prices of goods and services across the board.
The cedi's sustained depreciation against the US dollar appears to be slowing down over the past 3 working days. Some banks are attributing the development to improved dollar support by the Bank of Ghana. George Uafe has more.
Based on the current updates and reports from some of the commercial banks, the fortunes of the Ghana cedi appears to be witnessing some turnaround. That marginal depreciation recorded almost every day from last month appears to be halting, at least based on what we've witnessed over the past 3 working days. Some of the commercial banks are attributing this turnaround to improved dollar supply, which is helping deal with the current pressure on the Ghana cedi. The Bank of Ghana, for instance, has increased the dollar support to the commercial banks from under $5 million to more than $15 million. Some players believe that this has gone a long way to deal with the current pressure on the Ghana cedi. The Bank of Ghana yesterday was on the market to sell $20 million to the bulk oil distribution companies to aid imports of finished petroleum products. The central bank quoted 12 Ghana cedis 48 pesos as the price for each dollar that is planning to sell to these importers. The coming days will indeed be interesting, as it will help us understand whether this intervention is sustainable and how that will go a long way to help in stabilizing the Ghana cedi, especially in the first quarter of this year.
At Andrews University in Michigan, USA, Williams says the government must focus on non-traditional exports to support the growth of the economy. According to him, this is a necessary measure that could help reduce the devaluation of the Ghana cedi. He spoke earlier on the Marketplace.
Exchange rate is a price of every country, and government must pay attention to it because it may destroy an economy. It can destroy an economy. So, like what we have been seeing in Ghana, all the problems we have, 80% is coming from devaluation of the cedi, which is exchange rates. The government has the right to intervene when you see that the price tag for your exchange rate is not something that will support your economy. And that role is in the hands of the Bank of Ghana. The Bank of Ghana giving some forex into the market is really a good thing. And if you look at Ghana's history, the trend, normally between January to April, that is where we see the cedi being devalued very, very much. So, and we know the causes. The causes are that January to April is when goods that were imported for Christmas, that's when the payment become due, so most of there will be pressures. Also, companies who want to repatriate their dividends to their shareholders, and then also school fees payment and other trade payments. Right. So it becomes a major issue. And then if you want the central bank also intervention, this is very critical to help the economy to find its footing. So we know the economy of Ghana is changed from being agrarian to service industry. And the moment you move into service industry, you'll be relying on imports. So that is why we are seeing this kind of pressure. So we were hoping that the industrialization agenda could have realized something for the country, but it did not work out. So we will still be depending on imports, and this is going to be a little bit pressure. The offset is that probably the non-traditional exports may come in to help us. So government must traditionally focus on the non-traditional exports to support the economy. And that might be, for me, that to be in the short term, this is something that can help stabilize the city issue.
You're watching Business Live with me, Emma Davis. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome. Thanks for staying. A look at the rest of our stories. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, says it is expecting to pay about 7 billion cedis to pensioners by the end of the year. This is about 1.6 billion cedis more than the 5.4 billion cedis that the trust paid in 2023. According to the Director General of SNIT, Dr. John Ofori-Tenkrang, a total of 244,000 pensioners were paid in the month of January alone.
So last year, we paid a total of about 5.4 billion Ghana cedis in pensions. And this year, we are projected to be paying about 7 billion Ghana cedis in pensions by the end of the year. Our pension payroll has increased to about 434.6 million Ghana cedis every month. And this money is paid to 244,509 pensioners. That was the number of pensioners we paid in the month of January.
In a related development, the trust is targeting to rape in 250,000 informal sector players under the self-employed enrollment drive, framed as a SNIT seed initiative by the end of this year. Deputy Director General in charge of Finance and Administration, Michael Adu, says the scheme has already enrolled 60,000 people. He made the comments during a public education and customer appreciation day in Kumasi to commemorate the Valentine's Day festivity. There is more in this report.
Traders at the Kumasi Racecourse and KGTM markets were engaged on the benefits of pensions and the need to enroll onto the SNIT seed. They were encouraged to enroll to be able to fall on their pensions when they no longer can work. Michael Ado is Deputy Director General in charge of Finance and Administration at SNIT.
Today's program essentially is to appreciate them. Is to appreciate our clients and customers. They are our clients and customers. They are the reason why we open our doors. Honestly, it's for workers and pensioners. And so today we are out here appreciating them. We've raised about 60,000 now. I've joined, and we're targeting about 250, a little over 250,000 by the close of the year. The most important, listen, the informal sector is what drives our economy. Therefore, the workers in there should also benefit from pensions. Indeed, the law says every worker is entitled to pension. So why are we leaving them out? That's why we're encouraging them to come in, join the SNIT family, and also benefit from pension. They're entitled to that, and they must benefit from it. And that's why we're reaching out to them. And luckily, they are appreciating that. They are understanding that, and they are joining. And we want to send the message out. We'd like more of them to join the SNIT family so that in the future they will benefit from SNIT, what SNIT offers.
CEO of the Grace Coat store at Racecourse Market, Catherine Ejewa, said she saved 500 Ghana cedis every month on her SNIT seed and is willing to increase it to 1,000 Ghana cedis.
I paid 500 cedis every month and I want to increase it.
Some traders enrolled onto the scheme expressed gratitude to SNIT and entreated their colleagues in the market to take advantage of the scheme to secure their future.
We have waited them for long and we were happy to see them for the first time in the market. So we encourage ourselves to take part in the enrollment which will help us in future. Let all be enrolled on SNIT. We might not see the benefit today, but it will help us in the future.
Joseph Obain's report read to you.
Ghana Union of Traders Association says it expects the reshuffling of some ministers of state to impact the economy positively. President of the association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, expressed worry over the marginal increase in the inflation rate. He said Ghana needs individuals who are capable of driving policies towards a positive direction. He spoke to Joy Business at a press conference for the 3rd edition of Agritech West Africa exhibition.
The 3rd edition of the Agritech West African exhibition, along with Food and Beverage Ghana and Food Park Tech Ghana, covers the entire value chain of agriculture industry with about 100 companies exhibiting from Ghana, India, Nigeria, among others, representing multiple product segments like agrochemicals, agriculture technology, irrigation, and food processing. Dr. Obeng called for a change in policy direction.
It's not about the personalities involved. It's about how we drive the policies of the state to a success, to make impact to the people of Ghana. And so whoever is coming in, we welcome the person, and then we'll work with him as usual. But then we'll also engage with the new person also to see his policy. I know they are in the same government, so the policy might be the same, but it's about how to navigate it for the success of the consuming and then the business community.
Programs manager at CropLife Ghana, Rashad Kadiri, called for some tax exemptions for some agro products.
I think from what I have, they've done some investments which is considerable. And you know, with agriculture, it is a value chain. Inputs, production, marketing, and all that. So with this value chain, you don't have to concentrate on one. Most of this financing goes into the marketing and then the exports. We need more financing at the input level and then the production level.
The event will be held from the 19th to the 21st of March 2024 at the Accra International Conference Center.
That'll be all for today's edition of Business Live. My name is Emma Davis. But for more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com, and our top stories there are lithium mining to begin in Central Region by December 2024. That's according to the IIF CEO. Also, IMF program remains on track. I will ensure program does not suffer. Amin Adam, who is the new Minister for Finance. Thank you for staying. Always a pleasure serving you. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.